I'm going to start by saying, don't worry, I'm not here to hype anything up. I'm here to help you decide if this particular ice machine actually belongs in your kitchen or bar, and whether it's a smart use of your money. If you're on the fence about a commercial-grade ice maker, because you've heard it can be a hassle to install, or you've seen a lot of overly flashy videos that skip the real-life details, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the problem most people face when they start thinking about a 30-inch ice maker. You've probably got a small commercial freezer, or a larger home bar, and you need a steady supply of die-style cubes for cocktails, smoothies, or a busy restaurant line. The temptation is to grab the cheapest unit you can find, but then you end up with a machine that either can't keep up, leaks water everywhere, or demands a lot of floor space you simply don't have. The Maxx Ice all-stainless steel 30-inch modular model tries to address those three concerns: capacity, footprint, and maintenance, but it does so in a way that's a little different from the usual just-plug-it-in approach. The biggest thing that sets this model apart is its modular compatibility. It's designed to slot right into the Maxx Ice Bin 650 or Bin 950 storage bins, which are sold separately. If you already own one of those bins, the ice maker will sit flush and look like a single piece of equipment rather than a tacked-in add-on. That can be a real win for anyone who cares about keeping a clean, professional look in a bar or a high-traffic kitchen. The modularity also means you can stack two machines with an adapter if you ever need to bump the daily output beyond the 1,000-pound limit. In practice, that means a small restaurant could double its ice production without buying a brand new, larger footprint machine. Now, about that daily output. The spec sheet says 1,000 pounds of full dice ice daily, which translates to roughly 450 kilograms. In everyday terms, that's enough ice for about 8,000 standard drinks, assuming each drink uses a single cube. For most home users, that's more than you'll ever need, but for a bar that runs a happy hour, or a catering business that does large events, the capacity is genuinely useful. The key thing I learned from digging through a handful of forum posts is that people who actually run a high volume of dice ice end up appreciating the just keep making nature of this machine. There's no need to constantly monitor the ice level, the unit will keep churning as long as it has water and power. Installation is where a lot of buyers get nervous. The unit itself is 30 inches wide, which is a standard width for most ice storage bins. The front panel is hinged and can be opened without tools, which makes cleaning the water pump and clearing any ice blockages relatively straightforward. In my research, I found a few people mentioning that the water line connections can be a bit finicky if your facility uses a hard water supply, so it's worth considering a water softener, or a quick connect fitting to avoid mineral buildup. That caveat is not a deal-breaker, but it's something you should factor in before you start drilling holes. One practical strength I want to highlight is the ease of routine maintenance. Because the front panel hinges open, you can get to the internal components without pulling the machine apart. For a busy bar, that means less downtime. In contrast, many larger commercial ice makers require you to remove panels or even the entire unit to clean the water reservoir, which can be disruptive during service. The Maxx Ice All's design gives you quick access to the water pump and the ice tray, so a quick wipe down is all that's needed most days. If you're the type who prefers a low-maintenance appliance, that hinged access is a real plus. On the flip side, the machine isn't completely hands-off. You still need to set up a proper drainage system. The unit doesn't come with an integrated drain pan or pump. You'll have to route a drain line to a floor drain or a condensate pump. For an existing bar that already has a drain line, that's a small extra step. For a home installation where you might not have a dedicated drain, you'll need to purchase a small pump separately, which adds to the overall cost. It's a hidden trade-off that isn't always obvious in the product description. Another practical consideration is noise. The Maxx Ice All runs a typical commercial compressor, which is louder than a countertop ice maker, but quieter than a full-size walking ice machine. In a home bar or a small restaurant kitchen, the sound is noticeable, but not overwhelming. People who have a tasting room or a quiet lounge should test the unit's placement before you commit it to a wall. Mounting it on a sturdy, insulated platform helps reduce the vibration that